the main reason that we had a delay due to the delay for the payment of minimum wage is because a verification exercise was going on, which a lot of people gave, the governor a thumbs up. That there are a lot of people there are a lot of ghost workers in the system. And this verification exercise has actually revealed over 9,000 ghost workers between the official records and the actual number of verified workers. So what does this massive discrepancy tell us about the state of governance in Akwa Ibom?
You took me unawares there. I thought I'm very good at getting information. Where did you get 9,000 ghost workers from?
Oh my God.
Congratulations for doing a good job. I'm going to go back to do more work because as I speak, I've had the opportunity of sharing my thoughts on ghost workers on a sister station, and I said something that about ghost workers, ghost has to do with supernatural beings. Yes. And they are supposed to be super, and they are supposed to be useful or not useful. But when you are talking about being in service, you only hear that in the civil service or public service. I don't know of private sectors where there are ghost workers. Memories FM is a private concern.
Yeah.
How many ghost workers do you have here?
I'm sure none.
Beautiful. Why don't you have? Because there is accountability. There is integrity. Outside of that, you won't do this job for 3 months because this station will be short. But in the civil service, there is nothing called ghost workers. Ghost workers is part of the Nigerian factor of corruption, where people in the system deliberately protect those that were recruited who wouldn't report to service. Some of them are going to school somewhere. Some of them have jackpot. Like the president said, at national level, there's ghost workers. In fact, at 2016, about 50,000 of them were uncovered. Just recently, Mr. President discovered that some civil servants in the federal civil service are overseas, but they're still drawing salaries, getting promotions and all of that. He has asked something to be done about it. And what has he directed? I don't have time to read it. I have his statement. He said, the people perpetrating it must be brought to book. And those monies paid out will be recovered. To Akwa Ibom State, His Excellency has done well. I commend him. But there are questions I have asked, which I only got the answer few days ago. One is, who is the person conducting the verification? If it's the same people who run the same system that do the audit, you can be sure that you will not get the result. If it were to be an independent auditor, that is one. I may be faulted. I don't have any apology. Two, another form of ghost workers. Those ones don't even exist. Because there were openings, they now put in names for the perpetrators to be collecting salaries in the name of those people that are not even there. So how is this money paid? Who receives the monies? Another one has to do with the fact that some have died. Those ones are real ghosts. They have died, but somebody is drawing their salaries. Now, put this all together. Is there anything that can be called ghost workers, that those in the payroll, those the management staff are not aware? Not at all. The management, from the commissioner, the permanent secretary, the accountant, the payroll officer, and those who have need to know, they know. Everybody may not know. But those who know how to get these monies they give out, what to get their portions, they know how it is done. So ghost workers is a creation. But has this other one been concluded? When the first line information came out last week that about 55,120 or so out of 55,120 civil servants in the employ or public servants in the employ of the Akwa Ibom State have been verified, and only, about 2,000 of them are seen to be ghosts. So we have 51,700 verified. That was the information that was in public domain, which was even mentioned by, I think, the secretary of the NLC on a radio station, which I got information from, and it's even there online, it's not been refuted. And then we now heard the governor who said that he was going to begin payment of the minimum wage effective from November, that he will start paying in January.
Yeah.
And it's going to be paid to those verified. That now raised the question. Verification is incomplete.
Also,
because the governor says the payment of the new minimum wage is going to go to those verified. It means that there are others who have issues.
There were a number of people that couldn't get verified, and he gave them a grace period.
Good.
To be able to finish their verification.
Simple. The bottom line is that verification has not been completed. And to further strengthen that, he said that the chairman of the verification committee is to submit a report the following day, and that was done. And who is the chairman? The head of the civil service, Edda Effiong Esen. He is the head of the civil service, and he's the chairman. That was the first time I even got to even know who the chairman was anyway, but that is not the story now. The story is verification is incomplete. Now, I heard on a government program this morning on a sister station where the number of verified persons is 45,000 workers. Are you with me? This brings another question. Where did we get the initial 51,700 from? Why dropping these figures? And from what I heard, I don't know how far that is true, not all members of the committee went to submit the report. Any report by a committee should be attended by the people involved, so that nobody will say, this does not happen to this does not happen to that. So the 30-day period, grace period given, like you said, shows that in the next 30 days, anything can happen. And if truly we have 51,100 and something workers in the employ, which is something that it was even the governor that mentioned it along the line when he was giving some lagis to civil servants. Otherwise, Sharon, no labor leader or labor officer or government person was ever willing, or even now is willing, to tell the world how many civil servants were truly there. And you wonder why? Because it's a masquerade. And it is not healthy for us as a people. I want to add this, which is very important, Sharon. The governor has made some very strong statements because he felt threatened by labor when they were fearing that he may not want to pay the minimum wage from January. So he told them in Ibibio, make a strike, okay. What are we talking about? His Excellency says he cannot be intimidated. And labor, by nature of labor, apart from that, labor has been fighting for its own rights, not even defending the right of other workers who are not in the employ of government. It shows that we have to be careful